A great, great Saturday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, and I'm sort of going solo for a little bit. Uh, Frankie is out about hitting the campaign trail and finishing off some last details. Hey, Paul, yeah, he did get here early. And Juan, I'll be out working the barge bar. Hey, break down with some invitations to that barge, bro. Got evening future board president. Preach! Al, my man, how you doing? God bless. I'm going to have uh, Carlos and Elizondo jump on soon. Este, he's coming on in a bit, I think. If not, you'll have me for the next hour. How bad could that be? And good evening, Joe, my man. God bless, man. And Lemus Mostachones. Let me tell you, I was going through my news feed and I saw that mostachon with plátano and cajeta. That looks pretty darn amazing. Lemus Mostachon. Love them. Hey, Peppermint Patty. Cheer up, Peppermint Patty. It's only 58 days away. Jeremiah, I love you. Good evening, handsome Erasmo. It's true. Buenas noches. Blessings to you, Leti Prima. Yo, Yana, Yana, Yana. Yana, I don't see you as regular as I used to see you before. Did you have another reporter out there that you're cheating me on with? Have a great evening. Keep doing your thing, Chase. I'll do my best. And Agustin, hey, it is a beautiful evening, guys. Eldar, what's up? Tony, Michelle, Manning, Ramiro. Good evening, Frank. Will you be at your office? Yes, I will be at my office tomorrow from 1:30 to 5. I have a church in the morning. I preach in the morning from 11 to 12. Then I take Papa to lunch. So by 1:30 I should be here. And I'll be here till 5 o'clock. So yeah, stop by. Jessica. Is it true that FMLA guidelines rules are being amended where BIZ employees can only use FMLA once? No. But again, there are some restrictions, some rules in regards to FMLA, Miss Miller. And hey, Miss Miller. It's good to see you. In regards to how many days you could actually use, those are federal. The district can't do much about what's federal. They shouldn't. No, gracias, ti, mi amor. Hi, Chulo. That's me. Buenas noches. Hey, Joe, my man. You should have told me you were not doing anything. You could have come on with me. Robert, good evening. Isabel. Greetings. Love you, Miss Miller. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Ana Hermosa. Guapo and totally not gordo. Preach! It's true. Kids are in school and I have toddlers. Oh, I'm sorry. Board president on a board president chair. I might even ask to have this one, use this one at my board, on the board. We're in a browser in 3 weeks. Yes! Yes! Love you, Jeremiah. We're going to spend a lot of time together, Papa. Good evening. It's your show at College Station. Congratulations out there in College Station. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Good evening, Erasmo. Guys, good evening, guys. No va a acabar, no va a acabar. Hi there. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Rodrigo. Love you. Hey, love you, David. Can't even enjoy the long weekend. Have loads of planning and getting ready for more virtual teaching. Hey, lunch Tuesday at Carolina's restaurant for Four Corners. Yes, mole at Carolina's on Tuesday. Yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Silvano, buenas noches. Hello, Armanda. I love the video for your sister. Eric, Olga, good evening. And Jennifer, thank you for the Cookie Revolution shirt, guys. Um, it's good to see you and Carlos today. Dark Shadow and Little Red have had a good time. Good. By the way, Cookies didn't make it home. You can send me a pic that you took today. Yes. It's been that kind of a crazy day. I'll send you the pic. I'm not sure if I even posted it. It's been that kind of crazy day, guys. Again, thank you all so much for the amazing response. Again, I ran out of cookies. I'm running out of small, medium, and large shirts. So I decided to place another order for shirts. This is the first time ever. I mean, that's going to be 400 shirts that I've ordered. It's never ever happened. So I'm very, very proud and I'm very, very grateful. Guys, let's go into the numbers. The numbers are really bad here in the city of Brownsville. Well, and what I'm trying to say by them being very, very bad is not necessarily that they are actual numbers. What is very, very bad is what a horrible job the county has done in reporting these numbers. And I don't understand exactly why they're doing it the way that they're doing it, but I feel that it is irresponsible. I feel that it is a little bit on the side of deceptive. Because, again, if you go back, guys, when I first started to get concerned in regards to the numbers being so dramatically off base was back on 4th of July weekend. 4th of July weekend, I mean, I knew for a fact that we had lost some 70 individuals, and Brownsville was reporting, Cameron County was reporting 3. And I'm going, that's nuts. That's crazy. So what was happening is they were making the excuse that, they were being backlogged and things, were just proceeding slowly, and because of the great number of individuals that were out there testing positive. It's not the case, guys. They dropped the ball. And, I would rather them come out and admit, you know what, guys, we dropped the ball. Sorry. Do you remember that day that we had like 1,600 positives in the city of Brownsville, or 1,000,000? I can't remember, one of those two. I'm not really good with that. But then is when we sort of understand, like, these people are nuts. Look, today we had 51, 49, 49. Let me give you the exact number. 44 positives in the city of Brownsville. 44 positives, and we're reporting 51 deaths. I mean, are we actually reporting more deaths than actual positives in the city of Brownsville? And I know that one thing doesn't transcend to the other. What I'm trying to get at is, guys, the numbers are just jacked. Now, are they doing this because it's a Labor Day weekend and they're trying to instill the fear of God in a lot of the individuals out there by saying that, we got this is the second day in a row that we've had 50 plus numbers, positives. We already know that tomorrow we're not going to get numbers. We're not going to get numbers until Monday. Now, if these numbers were actual numbers, then why would they order to open the beaches on Tuesday? So none of what they're doing makes any sense whatsoever. It doesn't. And again, I think that the leadership at the county commissioner's court has failed the city of Brownsville. Has failed the city of Brownsville miserably. Miserably. Buenas noches, Marcos. Marcos, and again, thank you so very much. Marcos is my decal go-to guy. And he is the one that is responsible for making the number chat up, ones. And now the no more crumbs ones. Studio. So thank you so very, very much, Marco. I mean, they are amazing. They are beautiful. And I'm sure that they are going to fly off the shelf. I don't have shells, really. Vamos por unos tragos, Erasmo. I stopped drinking, Rodrigo. Desde enero que dejé de tomar. People are getting sick of this already. Yeah, I agree, and it really is kind of trippy, man. It's just crazy the way the numbers are being reported. I mean, but at the end of the day, and I'm going to say this again, and I've said it before, we all just have to be careful. We all have to be careful. We have to make sure that we're doing our best to keep each other safe from coronavirus. And again, I have one, two, and three of these things always around me, and you could find a bottle of something or other throughout the office. Let's see. I'm impressed with how well versed you are in so many topics, from school board, district issues, city, county issues, and value of paintings, to say the least. So they admire you. Well, because I do a lot of reading. Reading is essential. I love to read. I'm not reading as much as I used to read, but I love to read, and I love to keep myself up to date in regards to what's going on. Plus, I love to thrift store shop, and that has given me the opportunity to delve into history, and delve into the different local artists that we have here, not only in locally but also throughout the state of Texas. And even I've gotten some international painters. I have a print at the house, and I'll bring it maybe this week to hang it up here at the office. I have this Australian artist, and let me tell you, the print I think is worth like $4,000 to $5,000. It's a beautiful print. I love it. Good eye. Everybody's so sorry you're being kept so busy. We know teachers are overworked, unlike the superintendent who says teachers don't want to work and they are lazy. Yeah, he did say it. And I did share that little small recording. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to enhance the sound and record it again so that you could hear the whole little shebang, everything that I have in regards to that meeting that took place. And it's just very, very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate when you have the leader of a district this size, as to make mention that teachers don't want to work. I mean, one of the things that uh, I have been able to do is kept in constant communication with a lot of the individuals that work in our district, and know for a fact that our personnel are very much overworked. And I've spoken with a lot of teachers that basically said the same thing. They have never worked harder in their lives. And again, my heart goes out to everyone out there. In Dallas, Texas, the reports are a mess. What they do now is report new and backlog numbers in their totals. See, and that just causes a lot of confusion, Paul. That's my take. Good evening, Jesse. God bless you. I hope we find that puppy for us. Please bring back support for special needs kids, a respect for their dignity, and support for respected teachers. I swear. Get plenty of vitamin D and zinc vitamins. Yeah, you know what, Smitey? You're actually 100% on point. I need to actually hit my vitamins a little bit more. I've actually been a little bit neglectful in regards to taking the vitamins. And for people like me, vitamins are essential. Hey, thank you, Suzanne. God bless. Do you think the hospitals is safe to go get tested for COVID-19? Yes. I think if one place that I would say the number of influx in regards to people coming in and out of the hospital has decreased some. I'm not saying that the COVID units are still not in trouble, but at least hospitals are being a little bit more on the relaxed side, I would dare say. So is school going to be open at 25% on September 29th? I don't think so. I think one of the groups that are going to come back on September 29th are special ed. I think special ed teachers are not going to have an option. They're going to ask them, voluntold them to come onto campus on September 29th, as well as get a list of all the other students that want to come on. But what happens is it's going to become a little bit chaotic because let's say a teacher has planned these next 4 weeks, these next 8 weeks, distance learning. It won't be distance learning anymore. Teacher will be in the classroom teaching whoever wants to go to class, 10, 15 students, and at the same time be offering the class online. Is there anything for November the 3rd? November the 3rd is election day. I'm getting word the teachers are working nights and weekends, getting used to the distance learning. How true is that? They are. They really are overworked in a great way, and it's very very unfortunate. Buenas noches, Rene. Dios bendiga. If you're not satisfied with the numbers, investigate for yourself. A todos le echan culpa, menos a ti mismo, como si fueras perfecto. Tú que te metes la Biblia debajo del arca y te haces llamar pastor, debes saber que el único perfecto es Dios. Te voy a contestar en español. Jamás me pongo la Biblia debajo del arca. Nunca. Segundo, no me llamo pastor. Debe ser que el único perfecto es Dios. El único perfecto sí es Dios. En cuanto a la numeración, mire, si estamos hablando de personas como yo y tú, las cuales somos parte de esta comunidad, entonces pues quizás nosotros no tengamos toda la información, Alberto. El problema es de que estas personas de las cuales están en puestos de liderazgo, ellos no solamente tienen toda la información, sino que ellos cuentan con todos los recursos para poder ver y investigar los números exactos y correctos. Shots fired, someone hit on Southmost. It's not a good thing. Entonces, mira, Alberto, es como el problema que existe es que muchos de nosotros, Alberto, pensamos de que ellos son personas de las cuales están sobre nosotros. Aquí en Estados Unidos, Alberto, nosotros somos el gobierno. Entonces nosotros como el gobierno, nosotros somos, por decir, el patrón de aquellas personas de las cuales están en estos puestos de liderazgo. Y vamos a decir que tú tienes una panadería, vamos a decir, tú tienes una panadería y tu empleado, en vez de ponerle 6 bizcochos en una bolsa, solamente le está metiendo 4. ¿Qué le vas a decir? Ah, no, pues no es perfecto. No es perfecto, no puede contar hasta 6, está bien. No, Alberto, lo que le vas a decir es, oiga, a usted se le paga para que usted meta 6 bizcochos en la bolsita. Usted póngale 6 bizcochos a todas estas bolsitas. ¿Por qué? Porque usted es el patrón, Alberto. Bueno, es lo mismo con el gobierno. Nosotros somos los patrones de aquellas personas de las cuales se eligen para los puestos políticos. Así de fácil. No es cuestión de ser perfectos o no perfectos. La cuestión es de que aquellas personas de las cuales se les está pagando, porque a la Corte de Comisionados del Condado de Cameron se les está pagando, Alberto. Se les está pagando. Entonces, usted es el jefe. Usted necesita demandar de que ellos le entreguen la numeración más exacta posible. Mira, Alberto, le voy a dar oportunidad de que quita su comentario anterior, porque mientras usted haga preguntas o cuestiones respetuosas, no hay problema. Usted sale con sus estupideces, lo voy a automáticamente eliminar. Le voy a dar la oportunidad de que quite su comentario que acaba de poner. Le voy a dar oportunidad. Quite su estúpido comentario. No sea una persona grosera. Usted se la quiere pasar como muy capaz y que muy llamando la atención. Le vuelvo a repetir, quite la estupidez que acaba de poner. Quítela. Le estoy dando oportunidad. No me explico por qué personas a veces quieren pasarse por muy cabales o capaces y salen con estupideces. Sonso. Hey, Mr. Ellison, how you doing, man? Hello? Estupideces. Sonso. Estupideces. Se desapareció. Michelle, good evening. How you doing? 51 deaths in Brownsville. How close is the number? It's not close at all. It's a mess. The numbers are wrong. There's no way there were 51 deaths in the city of Brownsville. Again, I'm going to go back before I had averaged out 50 to 20 deaths in the city of Brownsville. Echo, 50 to 20 deaths in the city of Brownsville. Right now, I'm going to guess approximately 10 to 15 deaths in the city of Brownsville. That's going to be my guess. Kevin, all these Trump rallies in the Valley, man, where was everyone when I rode my bike alone 4 years ago? All I got was death threats and ran over. I didn't want to run you over, bro. November 3rd is so long away. It's only 58 days away, Ruth. It's almost here. Well, I'm not sending my children to school. Puro distance learning. It's the
You hear
right
me
move.
okay?
Now I hear you better. Why are you doing the show alone? Because nadie me quiere. Todos me odian. Me como un gusanito. If they're expecting teachers to teach online and in person, then they need a raise. They also need a stipend for the expenses. Look, guys, I agree, Rolando. Let me tell y'all something. This week, the city of Brownsville gave their city manager a raise, $19,500 raise. I actually heard that the exact amount was closer to $24,000. Now, my question to the city commission was and continues to be, what what merits them getting a raise in the middle of a pandemic? It makes absolutely no sense to anyone. I mean, we have a lot of our hard workers out there who have been at the forefront of uh, of this pandemic, and they get nothing. You know, some haven't even received hazard pay. And then you have my police officers out there. You know, my police officers out there are right now struggling with their health insurance. Their health insurance. They have a lot of issues with their health insurance. And let me tell y'all, police officers, I warned you. I warned you. I would say 3 years ago that your insurance, health insurance, was going to go to crap. I warned you, and you did not listen. Y'all voted for Rose Gowan.
Yep. Sure
Rose
did.
Gowan has not lifted a finger to help you out. So anyway, the city manager gets a raise, have absolutely no idea as to why he gets a raise in the middle of a pandemic, and you start to question what has he done to merit the raise? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Take it into BISD. BISD, this board, Minerva, Philip, and Little Eddie, they extend the contract of the superintendent by 1 year, even before, even before he has completed a year. In the middle of a pandemic, they increase his contract, extend his contract by a year, and then give him a raise, $13,000, $14,000 raise. Minerva, Philip, and Little Eddie. And my question is the same. What did he do to merit that extension? What did he do to deserve that raise in the middle of a pandemic? And does it equate the raise that my classified staff, that my teachers, my other employees, as they gathered? Carlos?
No, it doesn't merit a raise. You know, we know the answer to that one. It doesn't merit a raise. He has done nothing, has proven no leadership. If anything, they've lost faith in his leadership. And then during this, you have not only in the school district, but now you have it in the city, Erasmo. They're giving these leaders who have failed to lead during the most trying times of this city since 1918 and the school district. And then you award them a 20 plus $1,000 raise while other people are losing their jobs in the city, while they're having skeleton crews, while you have Ben Nees going out there and pushing people to the point to where they have to retire, retaliation, just like the district, just like Rene Gutierrez is doing. And then you go out and vote unanimously to give these people, these individuals, a raise? On whose back? What merits the raise, Erasmo? Not the leadership. You have these commissioners, you have these board members that are doing the same thing. Are they talking to each other now? Let's see how much of an idiot we can look like and how we can backstab every community member of the city of Brownsville and give these leaders that have done nothing for the majority. And now here's $20,000. And it's not just $20,000, Erasmo, because there's benefits to everything. His car allowance might go up. The retirement that the city has to match has to go up. Now you have these teachers that are making almost nothing with no hazard pay, but yet they give the superintendent what, 30 plus $1,000 raise, and then every board member sits there and applauds them. And our teachers are being forced now to go back to the school district to where people are getting sick and get nothing. You know, these board members voted on a raise, but excluded a lot of people, excluded counselors, diagnosticians, excluded nurses, and now they pay them back, Erasmo. They say, here, we're going to help you. We're going to give you fashion masks. We're going to send the nurses out there to make sure they do the dirty work and protect everybody else, but we're going to give you fashion masks.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Kids are in the BI unit in special ed and regular classes as well, just in case if none of the students don't go and want to keep doing online classes. Uh, and again, something that Gloria asked, look, guys, uh, at least 3, 4 schools have shut down already in these first 2 weeks of distance learning where we have absolutely no kids on campus. 4 schools have shut down. And that's just the ones that we know. There are other schools that should have been shut down that weren't shut down. Now, with small numbers of staff coming onto campus, we're already starting to produce a lot of positives. I mean, are we going to have a major outbreak? Now, the question is, and parents and teachers alike, guys, ask yourself the question. If you are back on campus, you're back on campus, and one of your, let's say you have 6 students that want to go to you know class at school. What's going to happen if 1 or 2 students in your class or in the next class test positive? Are they going to shut the school down for a week, 2 weeks, and send everyone home? And then you're just going to be going back and forth, when the only viable option right now is to at least distance learn until January 2021, at least. And that way be better prepared in regards to all the distance learning. Look, teachers are already on there, they're already started with their distance learning. Let them finish their distance learning at least a semester. Well, with that said, I will say that there is an item on the board agenda, and there is an item on the board agenda where they will vote to request that all uh, the rest of this fall be done distance learning. So we'll wait and see what they ultimately decide to do. I'm praying and hoping that they decide to do the right thing. And I didn't bring it up. Maybe I should have, but se me fue la onda. Let me read it. It says, discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept the not that one. That was just Drew trying to be an ass to a lot of the people out there, and we'll talk about that on Monday. Discussion, consideration, and possible action on extending virtual distance learning for all BISD students and faculty for the entire 2020 fall semester. Now, the ones that are supporting it are Minerva, Prisi, Eddie, and Sylvia. And look, Minerva's trying to get elected, so you can't fall for it. Philip is not on there, but I'm sure he's going to go for it as well. Little Eddie is doing the same thing, guys. And no offense to Eddie, but it's a little too little. No offense to Eddie. Too late.
Yeah, it is. They should not have to have waited for this special call board meeting. They should have done this back then. Man, you come out and you have these people say, you know what? They could never have prepared. Like your opponent said, they could never have prepared. Yeah, they could have prepared. They should not have sat idle and allowed the faculty and staff to sit there and think and pray and hope that the board would do the right thing. But yeah, let's do it right before the election. How many days before the election, Erasmo?
58.
58 days before the election, they started considering that it's in the best interest to protect the staff and the children. 58 days before. Coincidence?
No, politics. Again, thank you guys for finally doing what we've been screaming and yelling for the past 3 months for you to do. Now, this isn't a given, guys. We still don't know if this is even going to pass. This is a board member request.
That's right.
They're still going to have to, fight it out at the boardroom. We'll see what happens. Yay, Carlos.
Hey, Cat.
Hey, hey, buenas noches, Patricia hermosa, ¿cómo estás? Bien dicho, Erasmo. Así se hace, guerrero de Dios. Good
Hey,
evening.
brother.
What I do, Erasmo, you got this. Love you, Nick. Love you too, Papa. All right, I can't say the other one, but I love you. Hey, Mr. Carlos. Is it true one of Frankie's signs got knocked out on purpose? It's if that's all the haters have, then that's ridiculous. Yeah, I understand Frankie's frustration in regards to losing a sign or having a sign ducked out of as the polls. It's it happens. It happens. It's unfortunate. As the one of the things that I will say in that race, I think the only one that's actually out there working it really and working it hard is Frankie. No disrespect to Mr. Diaz. I actually reached out to Mr. Diaz and his crew, his team, to see if they cared to have a cup of coffee and have a conversation with him. I'm such a nice guy. Look, guys, I even sent a PSA to the group chat that we have with all candidates for BISD. Did you get that one, Carlos? And my
No.
PSA that I sent it via text. My
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got it.
my PSA was, there's an online endorsement site, and
Yes.
you could go and apply, and
Can I
get
apply? Does it cost anything?
no. It said
No.
go out there, fill out a couple questions, get a phone
Oh,
call,
is that
and
the one that Mimi's got?
ah,
Is that the one that Mimi's got?
yes, that's the one Mimi's is out there in the running for.
I'll tell
And
you what, I would lose against her if I was running with her. She's beautiful.
so I sent all the candidates because one of the candidates in this race actually tried to pass that off as an actual endorsement. It's a bullcrap endorsement, and it's unfortunate.
It's fluff.
I'm sure little Eddie is out there trying to get any endorsement he can get as well, but it's very very unfortunate.
You might get the BPOA endorsement.
El cual?
The
Oh,
BPOA.
you already got that one?
No, he might get it. He's a police officer.
I doubt it. I think they hate him at the police department. They should. He's just different. But yeah, and I've had my signs defaced. Me pusieron cuernos una vez. They tore down signs. They stole signs. It's part of politics.
Yeah.
But again, with that said, Frankie has been working it. I haven't seen Mr. Diaz out that much. They threw out 1,000 signs, but signs don't vote. And Miss Garza threw out some signs out there. I don't like them too much, but you haven't heard anything from her except where she keeps on fighting teachers at AOBE. I it's kind of a weird deal. You're trying to this is what I don't get. You're trying to run for school board, and before even being a board member, Ms. Garza is out there ridiculing
Hello.
and fighting against teachers right now, because that's what she called out AOBE.
Who did?
Ms. Garza, Denise Garza.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, you're going to start your campaign to run for office by demeaning and degrading teachers. It's very unfortunate. And not only that, you're actually a part of a blog that is going out there and criticizing the women of AOBE. The teachers of AOBE, the personnel of AOBE. It's very unfortunate, guys. Stuff that shouldn't be done. But again, everyone runs their campaign whichever they want. Now, look, let me say something, guys. And they may say, Well, Erasmo, aren't you fighting with Patrick? And let me say, there's a difference, guys. Uh,
Hmm.
People expect Erasmo to run a campaign uh, headstrong, you know, that's one. Two, Patrick deserves every single little piece of crap he gets because that guy is a weasel, and I feel very, very sad for my staff that actually have him as leadership at best. It's very, very unfortunate.
But
But
also,
uh,
but also, Erasmo, Patrick Hammonds gets paid. He collects money from his members to put into his pocket. So his job is to defend his small group of individuals who are leaving to go to AOB because they know what true representation means.
yeah,
So he's a leader, just like Albert Alegria is a leader of TVA. But they collect a paycheck on the backs of the individuals that pay him a monthly due. They're paid. I wouldn't call them presidents because there's no such thing as a president in a club. But maybe the high, I don't know, I don't know what you would call it in a club, but they collect money. They collect 20, $30,000 a month.
damn.
I don't know about Best, but I know Alegría does. You're talking about that's a lot of money. So you're gonna fight for these members to keep that money in your pocket. I mean, how else would you build a pool?
A nice pool too. Erasmo, how does one request an absentee or mail-in ballot? 544-0809. Call on Tuesday. Remember, Monday is Labor Day. So
Hmm.
offices are probably going to be closed on Monday. 544-0809. David, I sent you the link via inbox. It also should get hazard pay for all employees working in school departments. Yes, they should.
100%.
John White may have COVID, heavily dosing with alcohol. Well, I hope that John White kills all the COVID that he has inside. But don't confuse that Tito cleanser for Tito's vodka. That would
No,
that would
no.
be a good idea. Bielsa as was an A district before Gutierrez came on B on a burro employee. He actually came on a turtle, but it's okay. No pay raises for nurse, no hazard pay. It's madness.
That is crazy.
And
That
then the disregard. You know what they said? And if let's say that they wouldn't give me a raise, but at least they treated me with respect, with dignity, de la paso. But you don't get a raise, you know,
you get fashion masks.
you don't get protection. Y aparte, they treat you with disregard and disrespect. Now, bitch it up.
Erasmo, there's buses, and I'm sure everybody's seen them in the city that brings nurses to come help the city of Brownsville, right?
Yes.
And they get paid top dollar. Some of these people are getting 65, $75 an hour to be here. But
Nah,
they're getting almost minimum wage and no equipment to do the job and no hazard pay. Dombe, shut up.
yeah.
That's yes. And they live here, they pay taxes here, and their children attend our public schools. These individuals come in on contracts and they get paid top dollar and the respect that they deserve. They failed our nurses at the school district.
Very much so. Guys, there's in regards to the survey that was sent out there, there's a deadline. If you don't fill out the form by certain date, then automatically you're voting for face to face. That is correct. That's exactly what's going to happen. And again, I haven't seen it or read it completely, but that is the verbiage of every single other survey that has been sent out during the summer. So I don't know why they would change this one. Is this city manager better than the last one? Opinion? Uh, that is a difficult question because I would clearly state, let me say no, in my opinion. No. And I'm not saying that the previous city manager did the most amazing job in the world, but at least our previous city manager was accessible, was accessible.
Let me ask
So,
you experience.
ah,
In my experience, he was better than this one. And the only reason I'll tell you why. Again, I can only talk from my experience. I don't know how he ran the city or what it was. I'm not gonna gauge him on that. What I'm gonna tell you is that when there was a fire, like at the country club fire at the VACC, the city manager was on scene.
Yeah.
He was there for about 8 hours, making sure that all the firefighters that came in to help Brownsville had what they needed. And if they didn't have it, he would get it done. This city managers, just like the fire chief, are absent. The accident on 803, where these three beautiful people lost their lives, was across the street, or actually behind from where the current city fire chief, Jared Sheldon, lives. And tell me if he responded to the call. He did not. So you're asking if it depends on how you gauge this city manager to the other one, because there's a lot of things. I don't know what he does. Maybe he's a desk jockey, but the other one, at least, like you said, Erasmo, was accessible and visual.
Is it 50 some deaths reported because they're barely catching up? Yes. The numbers are askew.
Yeah.
I just love you, man. Thank you for speaking up for us. Awesome. Always, always.
Thank you, Peppermint.
Now and after November the third, especially. And I'm spitting out Pringles all over the place. When the board changes, non-renew the contracts with the new people he brought in and use the savings to buy him out at a reduced rate. That way, you also save on legal fees. Let me tell you, Paul, there's not going to be any buyout.
Nope.
No golden parachutes. No buyouts.
He's gonna leave, but not on his turtle. The turtle we're gonna protect.
No buyouts. Not
None.
a damn dime.
None.
And it can happen. It will happen. And talking back on the agenda. So, what is the plan if someone does get sick? Because they have no plan. Because it will happen, and they will probably try to hide it. They don't have a plan. They do not have a plan. Going back onto the agenda, I want to say that again. Hats off to Miss Laura Perez Reyes. And we and Laura Perez Reyes have had our ins and outs, but you applaud amazing actions. And for the meeting this coming Thursday, September the 10th, Ms. Laura Perez Reyes has placed back on the agenda the contract of the board attorney. And
Who's backing her up, Erasmo? Who's backing her up?
This time, little Eddie again.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Well, he voted to move it to the next month, right?
Yeah, see, that's what the deal is. And Philip,
flip-flopping too, or what?
Huh?
Is he flip-flopping too?
Well, it's kind of a strange, guys. And I'll say this again. Anyone that does not believe me that just doesn't know Sylvia Atkinson. Sylvia Atkinson is a genius. She is a very intelligent, very, very smart woman.
So was Hitler.
She orchestrated moving the date because they spoke about September the 10th. She made it so that all of a sudden it's like and all of a sudden it's till October. And in October, guess what was going to happen? In October, they were going to say, let's just wait for November because the new board's coming on in November.
That's
and
right.
They were passing the buck. And the only thing that would have done, folks, is given as the opportunity for the board attorney to throw more money at his candidates. And again, his and Sylvia Atkinson's, Sylvia Atkinson's candidates. Look, let's make it very, very clear. Sylvia and Baltasar Salazar are the same, one and the same. They're one and the same. They both want to keep control of the district. Why does Sylvia want Baltasar Salazar to stay as a board attorney? Because as long as Baltasar Salazar is board attorney, she continues to have power. And Drew continues to have power. That's why they're so adamant to keep Baltasar Salazar as the board attorney. Simple as that. So I'm very, very proud that Ms. Laura Perez Reyes has stood her ground. And let me tell you guys, She was impressive, impressive, and hats off to her. Little Eddie, not so much.
We started
Mm,
off strong. He started off strong.
yeah, he started off taking off his mask and she hurt my feelings. He hurt
Started
my
off as a leader and ended up as a follower.
job. Dumb bitch shit up. We nurses were forced to go back, but everyone else can work from home. It just makes no sense, really. And
Right.
the part of the problem I would say is that they want to the few people that are back on campus. They want to make our nurses responsible for those individuals, and
Right.
it's irresponsible, man. It's irresponsible, and the reason I say that it's irresponsible is because they're not providing our nurses with the proper PPE.
Yeah.
They're not. So it's irresponsible, man. It's again, and I hate using these analogies, but it's like sending someone to war with a machete
Or actually a plastic knife.
or plastic knife. One of those a spork.
Porque si pones a un mexicano con un machete, hace un
Don't bitch
desmadre.
it up. What about when one has a fever? Do all schools have the isolation room for these students? Yet no,
No.
because they can't be waiting in the nurse's office. No, because the nurses has other individuals that she needs to attend to.
If she doesn't get sick. Because
If
there's substitutes, remember? We went over that. So
yes,
force the by whoever else, another employee to go do the nurse's job.
all right, it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, I skipped over some comments. Sorry, let me go back. Sorry, guys. My goodness, have we had that many comments? If both of you are like that, will you? Maybe it was cat. Here he goes. So what's going on with the retired police insurance? I vaguely heard something being taken away. Not sure. Uh, they're having some issues in regards to the coverage. Again, I only heard about it a couple of days ago, but it was something that again, when you don't take care of, let me go back into my little analogy. Uh, when you have a door that is has a little crack, if you go out there and you put a little bondo on it, your door is going to be okay. That bondo is going to cost you $5. If you leave the crack and the crack starts growing, in 3 years, which is the last time that I visited the police officer's insurance, in 3 years, that door to fix is going to cost you $1,000
Mm-hmm.
when you could have fixed it for $5. That is my take of what's happened with the insurance. I don't have all the information on it, but I knew back 3 years ago when I ran for city commission, I knew 3 years ago that it was in trouble.
See, I don't know what's happening here, and let me touch base on that. The city has gone out for many years. We used to have Blue Cross Blue Shield, Mutual of Omaha. Used to take care of everybody. They used to protect the employee. They used to respect the employee. All employees, unionized or non-unionized. And what's happened with these commissioners, they've been, of course, money draws, right? And some of the high rank. And so what happens with it is they've gone out to TML, Texas Municipal League, which is a group of lawyers who dictate who is valued and who is not, and how much that value is, depending on who you are. The police officers and the firefighters share the same insurance, but because of the organizations and the members who they or commissioners who they support, then they started skewing that. There's a lawyer who comes in from Harlingen, Navarro group, that's been milking the city of Navarro, and the commissioners and the mayor allow him to do that. So the disrespect starts when they start pulling your insurance. And what happens as you retire, you cost the city more. So what they try to do is to hurt you in your pocket. So either you drop out or you make Medicare, right? And then you come off the insurance, which costs the city less. But at the same time, it's the same thing that's happening at BIZ. It's the disrespect of the employee for putting their whole life into an organization But when they're out at the end, they're disrespected. Just like you have your teachers now. You have Lonnie Smith. She had to retire because she's being disrespected. But she's a 30 plus year veteran at BISD, changed thousands and thousands of lives, but she's no good anymore. So what do they do? Squeeze her and push her till she figures it out and says, you know what? I don't need this anymore. I'm done. Same thing at the city. And you have to blame not the city manager. The city manager is an idiot, right? You have to blame the mayor and the commissioners because they dictate what the city manager does, just like at the district. The board members dictate what the superintendent has to do or not do.
Yes.
Those are the people to blame.
100%. Good evening, gentlemen. And I'll take a shot at this quick one, and then Carlos can do his own. If elected onto the board, I would like to know how it is that you will actually implement all the promises that you have been stating. First of all, I haven't made any promises except I've made statements. We have to thin out the organizational chart. It's just a fact. I mean, it's not a promise. It's going to happen. It has to happen, Mary Lou. And the reason I say that it has to happen is because you have to understand that these individuals are on contract. You just don't renew the contract. But more importantly, you make individuals reapply for their positions. But we have to thin out the organizational chart. That's, I mean, that's not a uh, uh, something that it's an Erasmo thing. It just has to happen. When we had, and I'll say this again, when we had 53,000 students, we had five individuals on the top, five, the superintendent and four area administrators, five. Now, with 13,000 less students, we have 10. 10. I mean, I'm not good at math, but that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We have less students, we have less money coming in, but we are more top heavy than we have ever been in the history of BISD.
Yep.
And I actually did a quick calculation, and by doing that, we'd save the district close to $2 million. It's just that simple. It's not a promise. It's just something that has to happen. You have to make these bold decisions. That take a little bit of gravitas. The other thing that we mentioned, Mary Lou, is the Performing Arts Center. Performing Arts Center is not my promise. It is previous board promises, and not only promises, they taxed
Yep.
our people. They took $35 million from you, Mary Lou. $35 million from you to build a Performing Arts Center. That was 6 years ago. We have no Performing Arts Center. And this board, uh, Philip, Minerva, and Little Eddie have stated that they will not build a Performing Arts Center. So I'm going to challenge every single board member that gets on the board this November the 3rd. Let's keep the promises that have been made to my people because we've taxed them. Now let's produce. Carlos, you want to take a quick shot?
Sure, of course, I have to agree. The Performing Arts Center it was promised. And it was promised on the notion that the TRE funds would go to that. And you posted it the other day. You posted the plans, you posted the agenda, you posted everything that was there, and it was phase one. We haven't even come into phase anything. And yet you have sitting board members that are saying, oh, that never happened. We never said that. But the recordings and the minutes from the meeting and the video specifically states that that was supposed to happen. It should have at least been in phase one right now, Erasmo. Phase one. And we have nothing. And yet the monies, where are they? Did Sylvia take them? You're talking about millions of dollars.
Millions.
And our kids, what have they gotten?
Nothing. No, and what's worse, Carlos and Mary Lou, what's worse, they not only took the $35 million, from our tax money last year. And I haven't seen the financials this year, but last year, this board and this superintendent, they took from my high school fine art programs $30,000. From my high school fine arts programs, each high school, $30,000. And to the superintendent and to this board, that may not be a lot of money. For my students, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
My middle schools, they lost $20,000 to $22,000 each. Again, those are peanuts for this superintendent, his deputies, the AAs, and for this corrupt board. They mean a lot to my kids out there.
Hmm.
So give the money back to the people. It's their money. Use it for what you promised for. Pomotor is a liar and a tool of the Democrats. Uh, is that Diaz's high school pick? He looks so wet behind the ears. He's very young. He's very, very young. I told people that when I saw his campaign poster, I literally thought it was a middle school student. I'm like, I thought you had to be 18 to run for office. I love him. I love Mr. Diaz, and I appreciate him throwing his name in the ring. It's just cute. And Runner is a tabloid. It's yes. I still don't.
Go ahead.
I don't understand why little Eddie's going after you, Erasmo, and not Carlos, who is his opponent. I think he's scared of Carlos. He should be, and that's exactly what I told him, Kat. I said, little Eddie, you're obsessed with me. I'm not your opponent, baby. You got that guy over there to worry about. And he said, I don't have to worry about him. I'm not worried at all. I said, you should be, because I ran against that man. I and this is the part that really is amazing, Carlos. These people, they think they could just run for office because their sister won a race. These people don't do their research. Little Eddie, all you had to do was ask me, and I would have sent you Carlos Elizondo's numbers for last race. And let me tell you, baby, you got a lot to worry about. And if you think that Erasmo Castro is the biggest worry you have, more power to you, baby. Because I don't care if you come after me, son. I don't care. You get on that little booster chair and you call out Erasmo all you want. You get on that fake Gracia page, that fake James Gracia page, and you write all the crappy stories you want. And you go have your little uh, announcement party at Angelita's Casa de Cafe all you freaking want. I'm still waiting for someone to ask me the damn question as to why I stopped doing my show at Angelita's Casa de Cafe.
I'll ask you why.
Well, because you asked. I did it because I really cared for these people at Angelita's Casa de Cafe. I really cared for them. And I'm going to answer the question because it was asked. I really cared for them. And when they were coming after me, they started to place stories on the blogs because they were trying to attack my show. They were trying to attack my show by saying that I was having a the show in a place where there were individuals that were questionable individuals at the place. So I spoke to the owners and I said, you know what, guys, that's fine. I will remove myself from the equation because you are my friends. And I'm sorry that they're coming and attacking you. And then they try to turn it around, trying to say that they got rid of me. No, puppy, you didn't get rid of me. I did it as a favor to you because the individuals that you have employed at your coffee shop are questionable at best, and that is saying it lightly, lightly. And the only reason that I'm responding to it is because I was asked, and I will answer any question that I am asked. So be careful, little Eddie. Be careful, little Eddie. Be careful with your fake Facebook pages that you're throwing out stuff. And the reason I'm saying be careful is because Erasmo Castro isn't your opponent, baby.
No.
That guy is. You need to be careful because that guy's got numbers. That guy's got a base. You have a booster chair. He has a base, and you have a booster chair. And that's going to make the difference November the 3rd.
Thank you, Erasmo, for answering that.
Anytime. Erasmo, is curbside voting a thing? Yes. Would like the less contact possible? Yes. Please, please, please. There will be curbside voting at every single facility out there. So please, more power to you. If you can go to HEB, Walmart, and Beach, you can go vote. Preach! Go vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to take 5 minutes at the most. Curbside. Go curbside. And every single place will be offering curbside. Ya le llevó el buen Carlos, pero llegó tarde. Sí. I don't know. I don't how those associations still have people paying them for nothing. and and I'll say this. Did anyone notice the 180 from these two associations? A 180. Because in the previous meetings, they were out there kissing the butt of the board members. And all of a sudden, this last meeting, it changed. I'll tell you why it changed. It changed because they were losing people like crazy. Because people were suffering from anxiety, were feeling that they weren't getting represented, that their concerns weren't being brought to the table. So they did the right thing. They kicked them in the nuts and they moved to another association, which is something that they should have done a long time ago. Because
Yep.
anyone that you pay money to, they should serve you, not the board, and mucho menos the superintendent, who is your employee, folks. So more power to them. So, hey guys, Patrick, see you at the forum. The board watches the show, but what for if they are not making any changes? What is the point of snooping and creating fake profiles? I'm disgusted that nurses aren't getting their N95 masks. Guys, that's a no-brainer. You know, it's a no-brainer. Get them
Yep.
N95 masks. Simple. Get them N95 masks. Minerva refuses. Philip refuses. Little Eddie refuses. And you know what they tell my nurses? Sorry. I know it's not what you want to hear.
Mm.
Sorry. No, Minerva, Philip, Little Eddie, y'all are sorry. And come November 3rd, y'all will be sorrier. I'm sure.
Yep.
Good evening. Yes, Charlie Cavalier was accessible to his friends. Well, let me tell you, and again, I hesitated on the question, and let me tell you, he was accessible. And I didn't consider myself a friend back there. Actually, as I called him out on many things. When they gave him a $50,000 raise, I
Mm.
called it out, and he actually contacted me that night and said, "Oh," I said, I'm sorry, bro. I mean, you're accessible. I mean, it's good. Just don't agree with a $50,000 raise. That's simple. So he was accessible. I mean, I wasn't his friend and back then, and I don't know if I'm his friend now. I haven't talked to him in months, but he
The
was.
best talk anybody can have.
You know who else was accessible? As crazy as this may sound, Marilu, you know who else was accessible? Pat Almada, and
Yeah.
that's one crazy cat.
Leave-
No, no pun intended. That's one crazy cat, but he was accessible. I know I would call him at 11, 12, and he'd pick up the damn phone. I was surprised. And I wasn't his friend either. And if you know him, you know that he doesn't consider himself my friend. So you can notice when little Eddie puts on a sign because it's lower than the rest. I was still waiting for someone to go put little pants under the sign and little hanging pants. Échale. I tried. I'm tired of hearing people screwing others. Greed is the root of evil. Get to work and earn the money the way humble people should do. Preach. Where's Sylvia Atkinson? I know it's not really her. It's a fake account, but it's hilarious when she comes out. I actually had some people say, like, oh my God, Sylvia came out. I'm like, okay. Glad Balta's contract is back on the agenda for the next meeting. No more waiting. Fire his ass now. Let me tell you, I'll be watching the meeting. I'll be live streaming the meeting. I'll be ecstatic. And again, that guy, he lied, he cheated, he manipulated documents to make people look bad in order to get them fired or get rid of or to demean them. He did it to Dr. Sendejas, and you know, for us,
Arvin, Arvin Tucker.
for us that were on the board, we believed it. He did it to Arvin Tucker, and for us that were on the board, believed it. He did it to me because he made Minerva Peña. Him and Sylvia made Minerva Peña file that false police report. Get these people to file the fake grievances, like Jessica Gonzalez went out there and filed bogus grievances. And then try to say that I was out there cocoreando with students and putting hearts on them and all this crap. Stupid, stupid man. And then after BISD police, which I have the email, said there's nothing to it. He did nothing wrong. Then he pushed it forward to Homeland Security, some task force crap, because they have all the resources in the district to do that kind of crap. So let me tell you guys, this coming Thursday, I'll be watching with a smile because I think that finally they're going to get rid of the other head of the snake at BISD and cut him down a peg. But with that said, y'all have to be careful because he will still funnel money into my opponent's race, into every other race out there in order to make sure that he could get his four back because he already has Prissy and Drew on there. I'm going to say Drew because I think Prissy might not be on his side, but he wants Minerva back. He wants Philip back. Don't bring them back. Whatever happened to the fake book plan that they stole from Houston? Are they even following it? No, they had to take out all the pictures of the African American, the Asian students out of there and try to replace them all with Hispanic students because different demographics, folks. Every time I see Eddie posters out there, I remember you saying tapon. He looks like a tapon. It should be everyone work from home and everyone report to work. No splitting hairs. And no one should go back on campus. I'm still going to stay on my side. Mexico won its independence from Spain with kitchen forks and knives. Imagine a machete. No, but shut up. They will win the world. Cállate. Shut up. Fill in the blank. No, correction. I'm tired. Me too. Gloria Torres, you need to know why Zono is running. He is getting sued by the city for the ambulance service he ran, routed the city calls to his service. He's running so he won't get sued. Those people are rats just like Charlie Kabler.
Do you want me to answer that?
Sure.
Let's talk about idiots. Hence, Enrique Cáceres. You tell me whenever you're waiting for an ambulance and there's not one available, would you want someone to come and help you, Erasmo, if you're having a heart attack or your family's having a heart attack?
I don't want to wait 3 hours like some of the cases that I've heard here in the city of Brownsville.
Would you want anybody to come and service you?
Immediately.
Mm-hmm. So, Enrique Cáceres, you're an idiot. Look at the information. If you're one of the individuals that have waited more than 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 4 hours for dialysis patients, then I don't think you would care who comes to pick you up as long as someone comes pick up your loved one. But again, you're an idiot. What can you do?
And I will say, guys, one of the things that we've been saying for years, and I mean, I haven't changed my tone or rhetoric on it. Years. We don't have enough ambulances in the city of Brownsville to service our people. And that was even brought to light even more with COVID-19. Guys, y'all know that a lot of people out there, They weren't being picked up by ambulances. They couldn't. A lot of people died in parking lots, guys.
Yep.
They died in parking lots because they had no one to take them to the hospital when they needed care.
Even now, Erasmo, you have multiple private ambulances in the city of Brownsville. You even had an ambulance company that's been given a certificate of occupancy to work in the city of Brownsville because people are dying. But again, you won't know unless you're in it. Like you say, if you're in the trenches, you'll know. Just like our BIZ nurses know how it is to feel that the people at the top are not giving you the tools to succeed, to make sure that individuals at BIZ are safe. But again, it is what it is.
I do agree that it has to be thinned out, but it is easier said than done. No, Mary Lou, it really is very, very simple. The problem is nobody has had the guts to ever just say this is what's going to be done.
Right.
I promise you, Mary Lou, it's not difficult. The problem being, and you mentioned it, there are so many dummy positions at main office. You're right, there are too many, and they were all favors for Sylvia.
Yep.
Remember, she was HR director. She controls this new HR director like a top. She yells and everyone jumps. She controls this board. It's very simple. Change the leadership at the board. That's all I'm asking, Mary Lou. I mean, we already know what we get with Sylvia and her people: chaos, lost money, bribes. We already know we have that. Try something different, Mary Lou.
I think I think every district knows what they get with Sylvia throughout the state of Texas.
Yeah. And again, Mary Lou, that's all we're asking for. Look, it's something different, Mary Lou. Give us a chance. Hey, look, and in 2 years, take away control of the board.
Right.
It's your call. Just give us 2 years to show you. You know what? Don't give us 2 years. Give us 4 hours. After being sworn in, give us 4 hours because it takes 2 hours to have an emergency meeting.
Hmm.
So all I'm asking you, give me 4 hours, Mary Lou, please. And I promise you, that day that we are sworn in, I promise you, you will see change.
But you must have all the incumbents out.
We have to get them all out. I promise you, that same night that we get sworn in, within 4 hours, you will see change. How many students did BISD lose this year in comparison to last year? We don't have the complete numbers. My best guess, we're going to lose 3,000. And we were losing, I think, if not mistaken, maybe 1,800, 1,000, 1,200 a year. This, we're going to start off with losing 3 to 4,000. That's my best guess. Shout out to nah, no, Brian. Where did the money go? What is at least used for the Chromebooks? Was it at least used for the Chromebooks?
No.
No. And I think, look, and one of the reasons why this board and this superintendent is so adamant on sending people back onto campus, because they've lied. They don't have enough hotspots. They don't have enough Chromebooks. They're having my students sit in the hot sun on the curb next to a bus trying to get Wi-Fi. I'm not arguing against what you are stating. I'm just wondering exactly how you plan to fix it, especially if elected. Give me 4 hours. Give us 4 hours, and I will show you. I promise. I promise. That same night that we were sworn in, emergency meeting, and I promise you will see change.
Hmm.
We look. It's like we already know what we get with Sylvia and her people. Let's try something different. Let's try it. You might like it. Like broccoli. It doesn't look that great sometimes, but once you taste it, it starts tasting better and better and better. Then you put cheese.
Cheese on it.
Then you put cheese on it. No, I
It's
bet you.
good. It's really good.
They all
Delicious.
they got all fine art faculty to vote for it, so we could have a fine arts center. Shows us the plans and everything. Then a year goes by and nothing. The lady in charge left, got fired, got moved, or probably was made to leave. 100%.
She was made to leave.
Yes. What would you guys do with all the money that would be saved if those positions are cut down? Special education kids need your help. They get crumbs too. Guys, it all goes back to the people. It all goes back to the students. It all goes back to the staff.
100%.
Think of it this way, Michael. $2 million, which we would save a year. How significant would $2 million be in regards to raises for our teachers? It's a good start. Send it back where it's most needed. Look, in special education money, most of that money comes from federal and from state. There's no need to
Erasmo,
be switching it back and forth, Carlos.
Erasmo, that's a great thing to do. Give it back, right? You can also say there's money's there for special ed, and it's being diverted somewhere else, and that's not fair. But you can also say, let's say that we can cut back $2.5 million right away, within 4 hours, right? Can you imagine if you give it back to the teachers so they can buy school supplies instead of having them put it out of their pocket?
Thank you, Frank.
Instead of giving them a backpack and a notepad and Dollar Tree pencils, give it back to the teachers so they don't have to spend their money to buy the school supply for these kids. $2.5 million can go a long way.
A large way. Silvano, todavía te estoy esperando, papá. Tú dijiste que ibas a venir, te estoy esperando. Esta semana vamos a comer.
¿Dónde?
Carlos, nomás que diga Silvano.
Que diga. ¿Quién va a pagar?
Silvano.
Ya me apunté.
Silvano, vamos, Silvano. Esta semana. So they might vote for fire about the game votes. If it does happen, people don't fall for it. Minerva did nothing for 12 years. She had a for sure win then. But now she knows citizens not happy. They're not happy.
Very true.
I wish Charlie Atkinson would go away. He is so annoying, constantly commenting on a biased paid pages. Shut up, you idiot. You don't deserve the job you have. And Rivera, does he bully teachers? He does. He doesn't only bully teachers, he bullies a lot of the students as well. Let me tell you, Charlie, the only reason he's gotten anything in life is because of his sister. Y qué vergüenza. Do you think Laura has a plan and good paperwork that she will show at the next meeting? Yes. Because let me tell you.
Yes.
Laura Perez Reyes, I think has her ducks in order. And I'm sure she has enough paperwork, documentation. I'm sure. I can almost guarantee it. Carlos, why is that? Why does Brazil have so few ambulances?
Politics, man. It's politics. They don't care about the individuals that require the request. They care about the money. I mean, it's proven. It's been years and years and years. The city of Brazil has held a monopoly, but you can only thank the mayor and the commissioners that are there that allow that to continue. Every other city has opened up the ability so that they can come in and help, except the city of Brazil. It's a monopoly. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Benny's is pocketing some money. I don't know.
Well, all you have to look at, Manny, look at PUB.
Yep.
Brazil is
Monopoly.
Brazil is famous for keeping us stagnant. Because the more they keep us stagnant, the more they dish out the crumbs, the more they get to pocket.
Remember, the city has an election in May, Erasmo. People are gonna be upset. People need change. They demand change. They don't need it. They demand it.
Yes, if they can go around the streets rioting and destroying their cities, they can go vote for their beloved. They need to go vote. Good evening, candidates. I noticed that there is a transient sleeping at the main city library entrance. I'm surprised they haven't been told to leave. Also, the city needs to do something with regards to panhandlers and transients living under the expressway underpass. It looks bad for our visitors to see this. They don't want Brownsville to be another San Francisco.
And I got another one for Run for Something.
Oh, that is one beautiful cat.
Run for something, candidate in the House.
Run for something, cat.
Your Mimi's has an opponent.
That is a beautiful cat. Is that y'all's? That's y'all's cat?
Yes.
That's
your Mimi's has an opponent.
My lord. It's gonna be a tough race. Uh, that's literally a beautiful cat. I actually want that cat. In regards, Eduardo, to the transits, it's I don't know why we have ordinances in regard against panhandling here in the city of Brownsville. It doesn't do any good. You have all the ordinances you want. You still have these people that are out there, especially when you get off international. Más andan ahí limosneando dinero. And look, guys, I'm sorry. They are a danger. They are a danger to themselves, and they don't care because most of them are crackheads. They're a danger to themselves, and they're dangerous to us that are driving because at any moment they could he ran over my foot, he jumped in front of my car, and you are in trouble, folks. It's a
And,
danger.
Erasmo, and then again, you can't blame the police officers. They are working with skeleton crews too. They need the help, just like the fire department and EMS division. They desperately need more people out there. But again, it comes back to money. They spend millions of dollars on bike lanes when public safety is lacking. The city of Brownsville police officers, they need the help, man. They are out there on skeleton crews. They're out there working 10, 12-hour shifts just to be able to help out. They come in on overtime. They're doing everything they can. They just don't have the support by the commissioner and the mayor. This is what happens. How are they going to be able to go enforce a policy or a law, or in this case, the panhandling, when there's not enough police officers to do that? I mean, if you look at the call volumes, they stack them for hours before they can go out there. They're triaging the emergencies before they can go to the non-emergencies. It's crazy. If any time, go out there and see if they'll invite you into the dispatch center, and you can see the chaos that go. Dispatchers as well. There's a huge workload for these individuals, and there's no help for them. Same thing at BISD, man. It's all about the money.
I still don't understand why everyone's so scared of Sylvia. What is it? I'll explain, Emma. She will do everything she can to destroy an individual. And she's done it to many, many individuals at the district. She has used other individuals to destroy them at the district. And I'm going to share one thing right now. It's like they'll go out there and they'll say horrible things. And again, they accuse me of things that are horrible. They filed false police reports. They pushed it. Sylvia, Baltasar, Salazar, they pushed it all the way to Homeland Security for them to investigate Erasmo. Again, I have nothing to hide. Charlie comes out here on these pages and rants crap and a half. Mueve el hocico. That's what they try to do. And let me tell you, some of the accusations that they make, they are career-ending accusations. Because the accusations that Charlie Atkinson is out there throwing against me are career-damaging, career-ending for many individuals. They are not going to affect me. He goes out in there and says, "Oh, Erasmo committed this crime in Mexico." And let me tell you guys, if there's one thing I know about Mexican justice, is anyone that perpetrates any crime to the magnitude that Charlie refers to doesn't leave prison in Mexico. He's out there saying, "Oh, Erasmo out there in Harris County, que no sé qué, que an accusation, que somebody que didn't want to sue, couldn't sue." Guys, not one shred of evidence, not one document to sustain anything. Does that matter to him and to Sylvia? It doesn't. They'll use anything they can to destroy an individual's life. It's
Yep.
not going to affect me. It doesn't hurt me because my family and my friends, they know Erasmo Castro. They know about my passing a forged document back in 1992, 2 bounce checks. You better believe that my family knows about a DWI last year. They know. And you know what? I would easily say that 95% of Brownsville knows.
Mhm.
There's nothing.
Especially the Brownsville Herald readers.
Yeah. There's nothing that Charlie can bring forth Baltasar Salazar or Sylvia Atkinson that can sustain anything that they've said about me. Nothing. Nothing. So again, that is why a lot of people are afraid, Emma. They do not want to lose their job, their livelihood. I don't depend on them because I'll figure it out somehow or other. And I don't, I don't judge people that are afraid of her. She's vicious. She's
Vicious.
horrible,
Yeah.
horrible. Charlie Atkinson is stupid, coke, stupid, cokehead, immature individual. Where's Frankie? Supuestamente anda putting up signs or something,
Or something.
and then date. Our nurses take turns sitting at the front door, taking the temps of everyone who comes in the building. Carlos, you got our vote.
Woo! Thank you, Linda.
They need all 5 seats. No incumbents. Vote Erasmo, Carlos, Marisa, Vito, and BISD board. No hotspots for my grandson. It's special ed still on the waiting list. See, that's crazy, Emma. That's
Or
why. That is the reason why they're pushing people to come back onto campus, so that they don't have to produce what they promised.
yeah.
So it won't look like they promised and they didn't fulfill. They haven't fulfilled.
Promised that, Erasmo?
Yeah.
Who promised it?
Flip
Someone
flop, flip flop, Philip.
came out on a video, right, from BIZ stating that every kid had a hotspot and computers.
They don't. Who is Diaz running against? He's running against Frankie. We need to try to bring Sendejas back. I don't think Sendejas would want to come back. She's got an amazing position right now. I mean, she oversees Region 2,
Yeah, about 19 school districts.
19 school districts. She's like above up there.
Yeah.
So I doubt that we could get our Sendejas back.
We would be bringing her down. But you know what? She's better up there. She can help us get back into an A district instead of what the burro put us in.
Do you think people are going to jump on Laura's bus to make them look good? Yes. Because let me tell you, they left Laura alone last meeting. She fought it alone. So now everyone's going to, no, we're going to, we agree with Laura. We're going to vote with Laura.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that warrior that used to fight? It was a female.
Mulan?
No, but
Pocahontas?
she was out there by herself as a warrior, man.
Well, there's a lot.
Even Eddie left her behind.
Yeah. The retired police officer ran. Why is that cat ticked off? Yes, cat.
Gonna run against Mimi's.
Mi baby. Same as you. I want to see the dog also. That dog is damn cute. No es miedo, es abuso de poder de la Silvia. You have my vote, Erasmo. Thank you, guys. Carlos, last words.
Hey, guys, keep the faith. You have less than 60 days. We are going to be there November the 3rd, and you're talking about making change the very next day. As soon as we get there, we will make the change that the school district needs, that the teachers need, that the staff needs, nurses, diagnosticians. I can just keep on going, naming everybody that's employed for BIZ. We are your voice. This is the change that you need. Warrior Princess.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Remember, go out there and vote. And vote and have everybody that you know go out there and vote for the right people. And you know who those people are. No incumbents. No appointees.
Guys, I'm wearing my kilt, and I love it. I love it. I love my kilt. I love my kilt. I love my kilt. Thank you, Ram. Love you, man. Guys, we got the decals in. So if you need a car decal,
Look at that. This will look beautiful on your car.
yes. Stop by. I'll come by tomorrow to put some on.
Look at that. Such a handsome man. Smiling.
Mine's prettier.
And
Thank you for all you do. Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all have our support. Guys,
in your back window?
no, shut up.
Woo!
Guys, let me know tomorrow. I'll come. I'll come to my office and help people put some on the car. I'll have more cookies.
Hey, I got some cookies still left.
Mine are better.
I didn't get a chair, but you know what? Una peluca.
Guys, we still have cookies. I actually have Carlos's cookies here. I'm actually ran out and I need my cookie fix, so I actually stole one of his damn cookies.
The first, the first 100 get one of these. Come on. No. Hey, the invisible cookie.
I ran out of damn cookies, and I gotta eat me a cookie before I go to bed.
Now
So
you, hey, don't eat my cookies.
it's too late. I'm going to eat this cookie. Oh my goodness! Sounds like it's going to go to guys. Ask for permission. Don't just go to Walmart parking lot como los otros. Carlos angry. Will Carlos be at your office? Yeah. Actually, he has a couple of the signs here at my office, so you can pick up some of the stuff. This is, I think, the first time that anybody's done this, and we'll see. I think it's going to work. Guys, have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Please don't get in bunches. La falda de Erasmo, sí. Don't get in bunches and don't celebrate Labor Day like before. Celebrate it differently, responsibly. Be good to each other, and please
Stay
be
safe. Support your nurses, man.
yes. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock p.m. No morning show, but we will have church. Stop by church. Please be good to me.